In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with all of you a stock that just broke out. And it looks like it's about to make a massive move tomorrow, right? So let's dive right into it. Right off the bat, we have the NASDAQ futures. And today the market ended up opening higher, which I didn't expect. I thought it would stay below that level of resistance, but apparently I was wrong. The semis ended up bouncing overnight, which ended up pushing the SPY and the NASDAQ even higher. Now, what does this mean? We have a bunch of bears who have been trapped yesterday because of today's open. All right. The bears don't like that. And the perspective has officially changed. This thing is no longer valid the moment it creeped in here at midnight, right? And now that we got this new information, we got to clean up the entire chart. And then we got to look at not just the NASDAQ itself, but also the SPY. Okay. I would interpret this again if I was to change my stance to the bullish side. There could be a bull flag on the chart where we're doing all of this consolidation before we eventually get out, right? And if you also check out the SPY ETF itself, this one, then we have this structure right here, and it looks quite dangerous. This is something that would definitely worry all of the bears. This is a bullish structure, and what the bears don't want to see is for the SPY to open above 751, because once that happens, a lot of these shorts are all gonna cover, and we will see the SPY push all the way up to 757 tomorrow. All right, but again, it all depends on if it gets out, how fast it gets out, and also the volume at which the volume involves. All right, so you gotta take all of these into consideration. But so far, again, the bulls are back in control. It's very choppy. It's very tough. It's very tough. But as of right now, the bulls are back in control. All right. Now, let's check the stock that just broke out. We're going to go on the 1 minute, and then we're going to look at Meta. All right. Now, I want to share Meta with y'all for one simple reason. We have the daily chart, which looks like this, right? The stock have been beaten down from the highs of 800 all the way down to 520. All right, it went all the way near the lows of like the liberation day from last year. So again, the stock have been beaten down. Meta have been getting no love whatsoever, and money have been getting siphoned out of the stock and have been put into the AI sector. But now it looks like it wants to show signs of life. Something that I'm strongly considering with Meta is the potential of us filling the gap on the left at 667 right here. All right, it left that gap from the previous earnings. It had quite a tough quarter so far, but today the company announced news. It announced news about Meta producing AI chips in September in a memo, and the stock actually liked it in the middle of the day after it was announced. But starting off, it started off really weird. We had a big sell-off first initially, before this thing actually started to climb and climb and climb, and eventually broke out. There is a new structure that I want to share with y'all. It's on the 1 hour, and this is literally it's the exact same flag that I just showed y'all with the Nasdaq futures, right? But this one is quite ahead. It's already out. It got out at like 2:30 p.m., like 30 minutes before the market closed. It broke above 620. So far, I don't see any flaws with this. The volume is massive, and it's also supported by news. And it has a huge gap right here. Like, it doesn't look that far away. I think it can get up to 670 by like 10 a.m. Maybe even 10:30 tomorrow. I don't think it's going to take that long. All right, so watch and see how it opens. If it opens at 640, again, the first 5 minutes is key. What we want to see is a green candle from here, up here, followed by like an all-day grinder all the way up to the top, right? I think 670 is the high that is the highest that it's gonna go on that specific day. Tomorrow's Friday. Could it go any higher? That's for another video, right? But the stock itself left a whole lot of gaps behind. So the bare minimum for tomorrow for this video with Meta is exactly 670. Now, let's check out some other stocks. In yesterday's video, I told you guys to look out for a potential rise in Microsoft. All right, and Microsoft also had a weird opening. It had a really weird opening. It ended up dumping overnight first, just to take care of the gap on the left right here at 374, before making its way back up here and closing above that moving average on the daily chart. So far the bulls are in control still of Microsoft, even though it opened in a sloppy fashion. And it also provided a discount. I mean, I was wrong about the opening. I was looking forward to this thing opening higher. That way I could take a day trade from 386 all the way up to 400. But the fact that it opened lower, I just ignored it. I ignored it completely. Did I take a trade on this entire move? The answer is no. I missed this entire thing. Why? Because there's no structure to it. It's not clean. The volume on Microsoft usually sucks, right? And I only trade Microsoft when the structure is clean and the volume is distinguishable from the previous days. What I did do was take a day trade on Tesla. I took a day trade on Tesla after taking a loss. I took a loss on BE first because I tried to swing it for the move down and it ended up opening higher. I took a small loss on that. But at 1040, I finally got this clean setup. This is what I look for all the time. The setup was clean. The break of the line of resistance was clean at 386.5. And the moment it did so, I went in with calls for the sole purpose of selling everything near 403. Ultimately, this thing actually ended up going a lot higher. Let's check it out. So this is Tesla, right? So I caught this thing here, and I ended up selling all of it here before I did this whole mess, and then eventually pushing all the way up to 408. All right. Looking at it on the bigger time frame, let's look at it on the 4-hour. Where could Tesla go? Tesla has a bullish band. Again, this is the same setup that I took a day trade on, right? Same thing, but on the 4-hour. It's a little bit narrow, which, makes me think it's a little sus, and that it's not gonna go as high as many people might think. But it has the potential to at least retest that level of resistance at 420 before playing games, right? So keep your eyes out on Tesla. It could provide another day trading opportunity tomorrow, maybe tomorrow afternoon. I don't think it's gonna do so like straight out the gates, but it's definitely something worth watching. Now the next stock that we got to look at is Apple. Like, I was debating whether to make a video on Meta or Apple, but I chose Meta for the main thing. But now we're gonna talk about Apple on the back end. All right, now with Apple looks like it's about to make a short squeeze. The weekly chart is quite strong, and the all-time high is only like $2 away. All it needs is one little good news or one little upgrade or a little bit of AI products, something, anything, literally anything slightly positive, And then we will see this alert ring, and it will go all the way up to like 322, maybe even 323 by the end of the day tomorrow. All right. But short sellers who are located here are very, very scared. And the fact that we're giving dojis after dojis after dojis, and we're not even showing any sign of a pullback, like, to me, that tells me that a breakout for new highs is imminent. Therefore, keep this one on your radar. All right. That is my honest thoughts on all of these stocks, and that is the end of the video. Again, I am not your financial advisor. Do your own research and make your own decisions. Don't forget to follow me on social media at Goldman at Patternology Lab on Instagram and on X. And lastly, don't forget to like and follow for more.